Okay. So I'm recording now and I'm going to share my screen. I'll just walk you through um, the class. So I'm teaching three sections of English 200, but they're all the same. So I'm just going to click on section H here and walk you through where to find things, how the course works, all that jazz. Um, the and actually, let me back up for a second. This is my classroom. That is where basically the whole class will take place in this learning management system. You can get here by going to myclassroom.hondros.edu, or you should also be able to access it through CAMS. If you log into your CAMS, you should find a link to my classroom there. If not, or if you're struggling to find that, let me know and I can do my best to help you locate that. But anyways, going to jump in. The first thing that you'll see on our class website is the announcements. I'm going to send out at least one announcement per week. It's usually more than that. In these announcements, I will send helpful reminders, tips on how to do things. I also send out a weekly overview. So, like on Friday, I posted this intro to the class in week one overview. Um, a lot of what is in this announcement, I'm also going to cover in this video. So if you have read through this announcement, you've watched all the videos, you've done all the things here, you should be in a really good place. It's a very helpful email. There's a lot of information here. And every week, I'm going to send out an announcement like this. You can find it on our homepage. It'll also go straight to your email as well. So those announcements, be on the lookout for them. I also, something I include in these is a checklist. So I'll do a weekly to-do list, weekly checklist, so that you can keep track of all the various activities and assignments that you need to get done on a given week. So this checklist is one of a couple different ways that you can keep track of the work that you need to do. Also in these announcements, I will include a overview video. So like a link to my my educational YouTube account where I just post videos where I explain the assignments and I walk people through each week of the class. Additionally, there will always be a section in these weekly announcements where I list the assignments and the due dates. So besides the to-do list, you can also check these emails, these announcements for all of the assignments that you need to do on a given week. So that's the first thing. I also want to point out our calendar here on the right side of the screen. So the calendar will list upcoming events. So you'll see that on October 10th, we have an initial discussion board post due. There's a quiz due on the 13th. There's discussion replies due on the 13th. So that's also a quick way to see what assignments are coming up and what you need to have done. You can also click this drop-down arrow here next to calendar and then hit this, go to calendar. And this will show you kind of a broader view of the class. So over here, we'll see each day of the week. And if you scroll down, you'll see these little colored blocks here that will list assignments. So if I click on one, it'll tell me what I need to do. So for Sunday, October 13th, by 11:55 p.m., I have 1-3, How to Succeed in English 200 quiz. I have a reminder here that the weekly discussion replies are due. The first McGraw-Hill Connect, MH Connect module is due. And then this is just a reminder that like, hey, this first weekly discussion is coming to an end. But the replies are the main thing that are due on Sunday. So anyways, using this calendar is another way to tell when things are due. Any day where there's a little dot over here is a day where there's some kind of reminder of something due. The 2 days that you need to keep in mind are just Thursdays and Sundays. Those are the only 2 days where assignments will need to be submitted. Thursdays are when your initial discussion board posts are due, and then all other assignments are due by 11:55 p.m. on Sunday. And I'll probably repeat that a couple of times as I explain what the various assignments are. So just as a quick recap, the weekly announcements that I send out will have a to-do list that lists all the assignments. Also within the announcements, I will list the assignments and the due dates, and you can use the calendar here to keep track of assignments as well. Now, for actually navigating the class, how do we get to the assignments? How do we find what we need to be doing? You can scroll down on our homepage here, and you'll just see that there's a folder for each week, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So that's a good way to find assignments. What I like to do is I use this button up here, content. It's the same thing, it's the same materials and everything. I just like how this looks a little bit better. I find it a little bit easier to navigate. So I hit content, and this is the very first folder, start here. I'm going to launch this unit, so there'll always be a button where you can just start from the beginning. Or if there's a specific section you want to go to, you can click on that, it'll take you there. And that's how each of these folders work. So if I move here to like week 1, I'll have a button to launch the unit. And then there's also sections for learning materials and activities and assessments. But let me start with the start here folder. I am going to pretty briefly click through all these things. I'm just going to kind of give an overview. I recommend reading through these things on your own to better understand the course policies and expectations and stuff. We would be here for a very long time if I went over every single detail with you. So I'll highlight the things I think are the most important. Up first, we have an explanation of the course structure. So this will tell you where to find things and kind of how this class works. We have a link to our libraries page here. There's also an academic misconduct module. If no one has asked you to do this yet, I strongly recommend doing it. This will really help you avoid plagiarism. Every term, basically every paper that we do, I always have at least one person who oftentimes accidentally plagiarizes. But the thing is even if you accidentally plagiarize, I still have to treat it as plagiarism. So strongly recommend you do this academic misconduct module to learn about what constitutes as plagiarism, because it's a little bit more complicated than just, taking someone else's work or copying someone else's answers. There's more to it than that. So please do this academic misconduct module. You'll also find some things here, how to do APA in-text citations and references, and like an APA paper template, an APA style guide. So our papers will need to be in APA format. Or at least a couple of them will. And you can find guidance on how to do that here. Next, we have explanations of course policies. I will let you read through this on your own. We have a lot of helpful links here. Not all of our course policies are listed in our syllabus. They are instead listed in the student catalog. So if you've never done this before, I would go through and just make sure that you understand, all the various policies. The main thing that I will highlight here is that I'll talk about our late policy. So all assignments in this class can be submitted up to 2 days late, so up to 48 hours late. And it's a 5% deduction for each day that it is late. So as soon as something is late, that's an automatic 5% off. Once something is more than 24 hours late, that becomes 2 days late, and it's 10% off. If something is more than 48 hours late, I can no longer accept it. I won't speak for any other instructors at Hondros, but I really try to follow the policies as written. So if you contact me and say, hey, like I had this big thing going on, I had a family emergency, I will be very sympathetic to you. And I will encourage you to reach out to your dean or to your ADON, but I cannot actually approve late work. I personally do not mind people making up assignments. Life happens. Typically, it's fine if you want to make up an assignment. I cannot really approve that though. You must contact your dean, your ADON, explain your situation, get them to approve the quote unquote absence, and then I can let you make up the work. So if you would like to make up work, you missed an assignment, you're welcome to let me know, but I will direct you to one of those two people so that they can approve your absence. The one exception to our late policy is at the reply posts. So in the discussion board assignments, you'll be asked to reply to two of your peers. Those cannot be accepted late. If those are late, I have to give you no credit for them. So everything else in the class, including the major papers, can be turned in up to 2 days late. Reply posts cannot. The rest of this, I will let you read on your own. Here, we have some course expectations. I don't think there's much here that I really feel the need to explain. We have a video here on how to make discussion board posts. We have some more APA guidelines. But I'll let you read through this on your own. There's not much here that I feel the need to highlight. Course technology. I'll skip over some of this stuff. A big thing is Turnitin. You have 3 major papers in this class. They will all be automatically submitted to Turnitin. Turnitin is a program that helps instructors check for plagiarism. Now, the nice thing is you will also receive the report. You'll receive the same thing that I will. Your Turnitin report will show you if your paper matches any other students' papers or other sources on the web. Now, if you do have matches, that doesn't necessarily mean it's plagiarism, but the more matches you have, the more of your paper that is highlighted by Turnitin, the more likely that your paper is plagiarized, whether accidentally or not. So always give yourself enough time. Sometimes it takes 10 to 15 minutes for your Turnitin report to be created. But give yourself enough time before a paper is due so that you can look at that Turnitin report. If there's any plagiarism issues, fix them and resubmit the paper. So, if you submit a paper multiple times, that's totally fine. I will ignore all the other papers except the most recent one. I will assume that the most recent paper is the one that you want me to grade. And as long as that one hasn't been plagiarized, you are good. So please use Turnitin as a tool to help you check for plagiarism. I hate catching people doing plagiarism. It's a very unfortunate situation. It also creates a lot of extra work for me and the student. So let's use our resources to avoid plagiarizing. There is a guide here as well. If you click this link, there's a guide for using Turnitin. There's also a list here of acceptable files for My Classroom and Turnitin. If you need help with technological things, sorry about that. I don't know if you could hear the person drive by playing their music. I have my windows open because it's a nice, cool day here in Columbus. Anyways, if you have technological issues, you can click this link to email My Classroom support. They should be able to help you out. If you have other issues with My Classroom or your email or any of the assignments, you can let me know. I will do my best to help you. But if I can't figure it out, I will direct you to My Classroom support. Next, McGraw-Hill Connect. I will explain these assignments a little bit more thoroughly. These are one of the major types of assignments you'll be doing in the class. We have some instructions here on how to log into McGraw-Hill Connect for the first time. Here's a link to actually access the assignments. And we have a list of all the McGraw-Hill assignments here. A lot of them are focusing on grammar, punctuation, and just like the writing process in general. For course help, again, My Classroom support. If you have general like Hondros related help, you have issues with your school issued laptop, you can contact the help desk or call this number here. You're always welcome to contact me about help with coursework and assignments. For help with absences and makeup work, again, contact your dean. I've also been told that, assistant director of nursing is fine as well. In accessibility, you can email Adam Balazak, who is the Dean of Accreditation and Compliance. This deals with things related to like Title IX and if you feel like you need certain like learning accommodations, I believe Adam is who you'd contact about that. Almost every term, I have someone contact Adam asking him about, like our English class in particular. He is not the person to contact about that. He is a dean of the college. If you have questions about coursework or English or assignments, please contact me. My name is Jacob Hale. My email is just jhale, Hale, jhale@hondros.edu. And there we go. We are done with our Start Here folder. I'll pause for a second. Any questions so far? So I haven't yet explained how to actually do the assignments. That's coming up very shortly. I just kind of wanted to go over policies and where to find things and stuff. But any questions so far?
No.
All right, great. Sounds good. Well, I will keep plugging away then. Next, we have our syllabus. A lot of the info that I have covered is in this document. The syllabus is also a way to keep track of what assignments are due. So if you go to the bottom, you will just see each week of class. You'll see a list of the video tutorials and readings and assignments that are due. So that's like your fourth or fifth way of keeping track of assignments. But I will let you read through the syllabus on your own. There's not a whole lot in there that I feel the need to highlight right now. So now we're getting to the stuff that people are probably most interested in, which is just like the actual work. So I'm going to open up our week 1 folder and I'm going to start from the beginning. I'm just going to hit launch unit. You'll see an overview of the week. So week 1, this is just an introduction to English 200. We can use these arrows in the upper right-hand corner to navigate from page to page. Up first, we're getting into our learning materials. At the beginning of each weekly folder, there's always going to be kind of like a sort of lecture, just sort of explaining things, talking about key concepts, explaining what we're doing for the week. So you can read these for kind of an overview of each week. You'll see also some week 1 objectives, so the things that we're hoping to accomplish for week 1. From there will always be a section for readings and resources. I also pretty often, like most terms, I'll have people contact me in week 9 asking me about an assigned reading, which always kind of blows me away that people don't know where to find these. So every week there's always going to be a section on readings and resources. It's going to be a lot of videos explaining stuff. So we have a video here, how to succeed in English 200, how to make discussion forum posts. You'll see the assigned reading in your textbook. And here's a PowerPoint, which is just the same thing that is covered in this video. So you can always find readings and resources here. Now we're getting into the activities and assessments. These are the actual assignments. Up first, we have our McGraw-Hill Connect modules. Now I sent out an email earlier today saying that McGraw-Hill was not yet up and running. For 2 of my classes, if you're in section H or section N, McGraw-Hill should be working. I'm going to send out an email about it when I'm done with my office hours today, but you should be able to access those assignments now. If you're in section S, I don't know what's going on, but it's a work in progress. I'm hoping to get that hammered out soon. But sections H and N, you're good to go with McGraw-Hill Connect modules. So McGraw-Hill Connect. This is where you will actually be doing, this is where you can find our textbook. And this is where a lot of the basic concepts in the class are being covered. So I'll back up a sec. So I hit this, click here for McGraw-Hill Connect environment, and that takes me to this page, which I showed you earlier. To get into McGraw-Hill, I will just click this. Click here to access your Connect course. I'm going to cross my fingers that this is up and running now. I've been told that it is. Okay, looking good so far. Let me switch to the student view so that yours will look the same as mine. So when you open McGraw-Hill Connect, this is what it should look like. You'll see each weekly module that we're doing. Over here, this is our textbook. So it's called Right Now. We're using the 4th edition. Each of these modules focuses on 1 or more sections of the textbook. So you don't need to buy a textbook. It's included with this class, and it's all online. We don't have a physical copy. To do these assignments, I'm going to click on it. and it's going to tell me when the assignment opens up. So today is the first day that you could access this assignment. It's due October 13th. And then I will click this button to begin the program. This nice big blue button here, begin. At the top, you'll see the due date. You'll see about how long the assignment is expected to take, and you'll see how many different concepts that this first assignment is covering. This week, we were learning about the rhetorical situation. This button, Start Reading, will take you to the assigned reading. So this is our textbook. You can scroll down, read through it. A lot of the key concepts have been highlighted for you. When you reach the bottom of a page, you'll just hit these arrows. It'll take you to the next page. And when you're done reading or you feel like you're ready to start answering questions, there's this button, 2 questions. And this will take you to the actual like assignment part of things. What you'll need to do is you'll be asked a series of questions, and the program is just going to keep asking you questions until it feels like you have mastered the assignment. You must fully complete these McGraw-Hill Connect assignments in order to receive any credit. So there's no partial credit given. So like here, it says we're doing 0 of 25 concepts. You have to do all 25 concepts. You have to completely fill up this bar, and then you will get credit for the assignment. So even if you're at like 24 out of 25 assignments, I will still have to give you a 0 for it. So you must completely finish the assignment. Let me answer one of these questions for you. So this is a fill in the blank. So a blank could help you identify gaps in your schedule and help you save time for writing. If I'm not sure what the answer is, I can go here. I can click read about the concept. And that's going to take me to where I can find this information. So I'm going to try to find the answer here. So I'm looking for something that's going to help me manage my time. Okay, so here I'm noticing that says calendar. So that may or may not be the right answer. That's what I'm going to go for. We're going to see if that's correct. So let's try that. A calendar. And then to submit my answer, I have to rate how confident I feel. So I like my answer, but I kind of just skimmed the reading. I don't feel super good about it. So I'm just going to say I have medium confidence. And it turns out I was correct. So you'll get a little check mark that'll say if your answer is right. You'll see a correct answer and an explanation of it. And if you got the concept wrong, again, you could click this button, read about the concept, and that'll take you to the part of the chapter where you can figure out the correct answer. And you'll also see here, I've started to fill in this bar. And that is essentially how the McGraw-Hill Connect assignments work. I can click this button, it'll take me to the next question. And again, I'll just keep answering questions until I've fully filled up this bar. So our next question here, when you begin writing, which of the following should you have available? I think a thesaurus and a dictionary are probably pretty good. Stopwatch, maybe, maybe not. I don't know how I feel about that. So I'm still going to click medium. Okay, so I got that one correct as well. And you'll see that I have filled up more of my progress bar. So that is how McGraw-Hill Connect works. Those are due on Sundays by the end of the day, so 11:55, 11:59 p.m. Again, you must fully complete all of the concepts in order to receive credit. Once you get the option, once the program asks you if you would like to recharge, you're done. You do not have to do the recharge. The recharge is if you want to come back and freshen up on the material a little bit. You want to go over concepts that maybe you've forgotten. The recharges are not required. They do not get you any additional credit. Once you have done X out of X concepts, you are done. Recharge is strictly optional. Any questions about McGraw-Hill Connect assignments before I talk about the next thing?
No.
Great. We are doing good. So I'm going to exit this. Let's close out of here. So that was our first assignment for this week, 1-1, McGraw-Hill Connect module number 1. Up next, we have our discussions. Most weeks, not every week, but most weeks there will be a discussion board assignment. These have two parts to them. There is an initial post, which is always going to be due on Thursday. And then you have two reply posts, which are due on Sundays. And again, reply posts cannot be accepted late. Initial posts can. Initial posts can be turned in up to 48 hours late. So that means Saturday night by 11:55 p.m. is the last night that I can accept an initial post. The discussions have this rubric here that will tell you how you're going to be graded. I will let you look through that on your own, but that shows you how I grade these assignments. Every week or every discussion, you'll be told what you need to do for the initial post. So here, you'll see the first set of instructions, and this initial post is worth 8 points. During this course, you'll be interacting with your discussions in a writers group, a small subset, a small group of the whole class. And I'm asking you to discuss at least 4 key areas of your life. And here are some ideas to get you started. So you can answer all of these if you want. You also don't have to. You only need to do 4. I'm looking that you talk about at least 4 areas of your life. That's the initial post. For your reply posts, you have to do 2, and they're worth 4 points each, so a total of 8 points. So the discussion board as a whole is worth 16 points. 8 for the initial post, 8 for your 2 reply posts. In your reply posts, you may wish to welcome your group members to the class, share things you have in common, ask them questions. It's just kind of a place to like interact with each other, learn from each other, bounce ideas off each other, offer encouragement, that kind of thing. Now, the requirements, your initial posts must be at least 250 words. And your reply posts need to be 100 words each, 100 or more, minimum of 100 words. So 250 words for the initial post, and then each reply post must be at least 100 words. Down here, we have some tips for success for the discussion board, which I'll let you read on your own. And let's actually, I'll show you how to actually make the posts. So I'm going to click on this assignment, 1-1, week 1 discussion, or 1-2, I should say. We have some instructions here that'll explain how to do this. You'll see that some of your peers have already made their posts, which is great. So if you scroll down, you can click on people's posts and see what they have written. To do your initial post, you're just going to hit this button, start a new thread. You'll give it a subject, so maybe you want to say like week 1 post, something like that, or maybe you want to do like introducing me. And then you'll type your post in this box. You can also type it in a separate document as well, and then copy it into this text box, whatever you prefer. When you are happy with what you have written, you'll hit this button, post. So that's how you do the initial post. Again, you'll give it a subject. You'll type your thoughts. You'll see that there's a word counter here. It tells you how long your post is. And then you'll hit the post button when you're done. To reply, you will just click on a person's post. So let's say I want to read what Faith has to say. I'll click on Faith's post. It'll open up. I can read through it. When I'm ready to share my thoughts with Faith, I will hit reply to thread. And just like the initial post, I'll type up my thoughts here. And then when I'm done, when I've hit 100 words or more, I will hit the post button. So initial posts and reply posts work very similarly. You're either going to hit start a thread or reply to a thread. You'll type up your thoughts, and then you'll hit the post button. So that is how the discussion board assignments work. The last type of assignment I'm going to go over this week is the quizzes. So we have 4 quizzes in this class, the first 4 weeks of class. So after week 4, no more quizzes. The quizzes cover readings, videos, PowerPoints that we've covered. So this first quiz is it covers the How to Succeed in English 200 video that you can find at the beginning of the week. So to do this, I would first watch that video on how to succeed in English 200, and then I would be prepared to take the quiz. This is also due on Sunday by 11:55 p.m. All assignments in the class besides the initial posts are always due on Sunday. You can do them earlier, they're just due by Sunday. And now these are a little bit funky because I'm an instructor. I don't have a button, but you should see something that just says start quiz, should be a blue button. You click that and it'll just ask you questions based on the video that you watched. The nice thing about these quizzes is you can take them as many times as you want to get as high of a grade as you want. So, let's say you take it the first time, you get like an 80%, and you think, okay, that's good, that's a B, but I could do better. You can just take the quiz again and get a higher grade. So if you have the time, if you have the energy, I really encourage you to get a 100% on the quiz. I think it's worth it. Once you've done the quiz once, it shouldn't be that hard to do it again. You can probably do it pretty quickly. You'll already know some of the answers. So I do encourage you to take the quizzes multiple times to get 100%. I believe that you can start a quiz and then come back to it later, but don't quote me on that. If it were me, I would just finish the quiz in one sitting. I know that's sometimes easier said than done. I would be worried that if I started answering questions and then I like closed out or, my computer died or something, that I would lose my progress. So I've been told that it auto saves and you can pick up where you left off. But I've also through experience learned that, we don't always want to trust that technology is going to work perfectly every time. So I would just try to finish these quizzes in one sitting. And that brings us to the end of our unit. Now, one of the most common questions that I get this every term. I get it throughout the entire term. Even though I talk about it a lot, I always get questions about this. Just ignore this progress bar. The reason why is our classroom, my classroom, it's not going to know that you have done the McGraw-Hill Connect assignments until I have put in grades. So up until I grade the assignment, it's going to think that you have something missing, even though you've done all of the assignments. So that's why I recommend using those 4 or 5 different methods that I went over earlier to keep track of your work. So again, the weekly announcements that I send out will list all the assignments. I send out a to-do list that lists all the assignments. The syllabus lists all the assignments. You can also check the calendar to see all of the assignments. I would just ignore this progress bar. I think it is more confusing than helpful. But that brings us to the end of our first week of the class. It covers all the assignments and stuff. One last thing, I'll talk about how I do grading. So because most assignments are due on Sunday, I can't really grade something until the assignment's like over, until it's done. So the earliest that I could grade things is like Monday morning. The thing is that most assignments you can complete up to 2 days late. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me to grade an assignment until everyone is done with it, because otherwise I would have to just keep checking back to see if people have, finished the assignment, have turned it in late. So I typically do not start grading things until Wednesday or Thursday of a given week. So, you're welcome to email me and ask questions about assignments and stuff. But if you email me and ask like, hey, like I haven't seen my grade yet for the McGraw-Hill Connect assignment, like when are discussions going to be graded? I try to get to those things as quickly as I can, but it's usually Wednesday or Thursday before I start updating grades. And even then, I'm teaching 3 different classes. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get through all of the assignments. That being said, typically by Monday of the next week, so this coming Monday, start of week 2, you should know what you got on all of the week 1 assignments. So it doesn't take that long. Typically, by the time you're ready to start the next week, you will know what you got on the previous week. Just, bear with me. It takes a little bit of time to work through all of the grades. That is my spiel. I don't think there's really anything else that I need to cover. Any questions for me? Anything that doesn't make sense?
No, no questions. Everything made sense.
Great. Glad to hear
Mm.
it. Cool. So I will stop my recording then, and I will just share this with the rest of the class. Again, my name is Jacob Hale. You can call me Jacob, that's fine. You can also call me Professor Hale, Instructor Hale, whatever you want. My email is J as in Jacob, jhale at hondros.edu. If you're ever confused about anything, you're not sure how to do something, whatever, just shoot me an email. Also, my office hours are from 3 to 5, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. If those times don't work for you, just send me an email. We'll find some other time to meet. So happy to meet with people if you have questions or concerns.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are very welcome. Have a lovely rest of your day. I will just hang out here until 4 o'clock, and I'll start my demonstration over again.
All right. You have a great day too.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
Christiana. You kind of came in late. Any questions for me that you might have?
Not really. I'm sorry I came in late. I didn't know the Zoom till recently.
Mm,
I heard it's like registering, like I can review the video after.
yes. Yeah, I am going. Oh, and actually, that reminds me. Let me stop this recording.